guys, welcome back to some more Motorsport Manager and the final part of Season 2 of our Force India career in the Ice mod. And today we have the Doha Grand Prix. We're straight into qualifying today, just to keep the length of the episode down, I guess. Going into the final championship race, there's three drivers currently in with a chance of doing it. Lewis Hamilton, Daniel Ricciardo and Kimi Raikkonen. Ignore that rubbish. I wish you could not have the as it stands. But anyway, they're currently the three drivers in the race. Vettel is only 25 points behind Hamilton, but because he hasn't won a race this season, will not win on countback. So, yeah, that's that one. And yeah, Lewis Hamilton in a very favourable position. Daniel Ricciardo is about 18 points behind, I think, and Kimi Raikkonen 24 points behind. So Kimi Raikkonen, the one that you wouldn't expect to do it, but I guess he could. But Hamilton looking for 15 consecutive pole positions in this Grand Prix, which would be an incredible achievement for him. But yeah, Fernando Alonso looking to win his second race in a row. We're looking for 4 podium finishes in a row, which would be a really good end of the season for us. We're looking to consolidate 5th in the championship. Fernando Alonso out there first. We'll see how he does. So he's got clear track, which is really good. Perez has got clear track as well. So yeah, things are looking good. Alonso in the first sector. We'll see how he does with regards to Perez. Perez goes slightly quicker, only about a 10th. What's Hamilton going to do? He's gone even quicker than that. So about half a second down on Hamilton in the first sector with both cars. So we'll certainly see how that goes. Perez, yep, he's going slightly quicker than Alonso. He's about a 10th quicker than him at the moment. And Alonso comes up to the finish line. Where's he going to finish? That's a 1:53.1, and Perez comes through with a 1:51 flat, or 53 flat I should say, and he's a 10th quicker than Fernando at the moment. Hamilton's gone quickest. Bottas slots into second. Raikkonen and Giovinazzi third and fourth. Ricciardo and Verstappen are the next ones to come through. Ricciardo coming through now. He goes third. Verstappen come through. Look at Hulkenberg. What a lap from him. Verstappen goes 5th, but Hulkenberg has split the Ferraris. He's up to 6th. Vettel in 8th. So our boy's down in 9th and 11th as it stands, which wouldn't be the greatest result in the world. We'll send Perez out now. He looks like he wants even more downforce, which is unbelievable really. But yeah, we'll go for that. Brand new tyres, send him straight out there. Fernando not quite as happy with his setup. There's not much we can do about that, unfortunately. We'll just have to go for that and send him straight out there. Alonso and Perez both out at the same time, and we'll have to see how they do. Hopefully we get decent clean air, but Hulkenberg 1.2 seconds quicker than Palmer. I don't know where he's got that lap from, but what a lap it was. And I tell you what, he's only, you know, half a 10th from being 4th, which would be a terrific achievement for him. So we'll keep an eye on Hulkenberg on his second lap. Now then, how are we looking in terms of traffic? It should be fine. Most drivers are out. The only traffic is each other really, and they seem to be battling quite hard, which isn't good. We'll see how they do in the first sector split. Coming through now. Alonso quicker, Perez is quicker as well, so both drivers seem to be going a little bit quicker than they were before. Hulkenberg's currently on his out lap. That's one of the guys we were going to keep an eye out. Perez is going to go through first. He's gone quicker in Sector 2 as well, and Fernando Alonso has, so we're going a lot quicker here. So here comes Sergio Perez. Where's he going to finish? He comes through now, and he goes 9th. Alonso can only manage 11th. His last sector was terrible. But Perez couldn't quite get into the top 8. Let's keep an eye on Nico Hülkenberg. Giovinazzi's just gone 4th. Hülkenberg struggling a lot on this lap. He's just going to have to settle for 7th. Unfortunately, he comes through and he's 1.6 seconds off the pace. So, don't quite know what happened there. Kobayashi, the last man to finish, he comes through. But Lewis Hamilton gets his 15th pole position in a row. And he's going to start the final race in pole position and looking to win another world title, his 5th world title. So the Doha Grand Prix will be starting. We're not starting in the best position for once, actually, which is a little bit annoying. How many laps is it? It doesn't seem to say anywhere, but yeah, Alonso's oversteer is a little bit worse. Maybe we'll just have a look at that. So Perez wants less downforce by the looks of things, so might go for that. Reset that at 20-ish, and that looks fine. We're going to start him on the hard tyres, I think. Or are we? No, we'll start him on the soft tyres. And we'll start Alonso. Yeah, Alonso wants a little bit more oversteer, which is fine. We can accommodate to that. We can maybe do that as well. And we'll start Alonso on the hard tyres. And we'll get into the race. Here we go. We're ready for the lights out. 5 red lights for the final time in Season 2. Lights out, away we go. Here at the Doha Grand Prix. Alonso off to a good start. Perez off to an indifferent start. And we're 10th and 11th going through the first sequence of corners. Hamilton's got off to a clean start. Ricciardo needing to get ahead of Hamilton if he's to have any chance of winning the World Championship. Raikkonen down in 6th, Vettel in 7th. Perez has made good ground. He's going round the outside of Nico Hülkenberg for 8th place, his former teammate. They don't get on in this game apparently, so I don't know how realistic that is to real life. I don't know if they do get on. Alonso in 10th at the moment. Perez going down the inside of Raikkonen for 7th place, and now going down the inside of Hülkenberg for 6th. So Perez up to 6th as it stands. And now having a look at Max Verstappen for 5th. So Perez off to a really good start on this opening lap. Alonso up to 9th on his hard tyres, remember. So Alonso should be in good shape. He's having a look at Raikkonen. He's gone down the inside of him as well. So Alonso up to 8th. Perez up to 5th. So we'll keep going with Sergio Perez. Fernando Alonso moved down to medium as well. And we'll move the speed up to 2. So Alonso up to 8th, which is really, really good. Down the inside of Verstappen. So Alonso now 7th on the hard tyres. Looking really, really good, in fact. And trying to close in on Nico Hülkenberg for 6th position. Perez up to 4th, so he's past Giovinazzi. And, well, we're looking good here. 4th and 7th. And both drivers on different strategies as we go into lap 3 almost. But Giovinazzi now catching up, should pass Perez in a much quicker Ferrari, but Perez managing to hold him off, which is good to see. Alonso dropping down the field now. Obviously he's on the hard tyres, so we're expecting Alonso to be a little bit slower in this first stint. But a good start. Now we need to look to get the fuel back on track. The weather's looking good so far, clear skies. But the grip looking low. But Perez managing to stay ahead of Giovinazzi as it stands. Keep an eye on Fernando Alonso now. He's in 9th, staying ahead of Sebastian Vettel, whose season has sort of gone off the rails the last few races. He's managed to stay within touch of Hamilton, but Hamilton currently storming away at the front ahead of Valtteri Bottas in 2nd. Daniel Ricciardo sticking with them in 3rd place. He knows he has to win this Grand Prix. Giovinazzi's just passed Perez for 4th. His teammate Raikkonen currently in 7th. Nico Hülkenberg has just passed Perez now for 5th place, so Hülkenberg having a good race now. He's passed Giovinazzi for 4th, so yeah, good stuff from Nico Hülkenberg this weekend. Alonso down in 10th, but that's a good start for Alonso, I would say. But Perez down to 8th now, so we're starting to slot in the sort of positions we were in qualifying, which is not great, but you know, we'll keep going. Verstappen's tyres looking about the best of the top 10 so far. Obviously nobody anywhere near really to pitting just yet, which might bring Alonso's strategy into disrepute, I guess. We should be fine. He's got the best tyres on the track apart from Gianni, so yeah, Perez seems to be doing alright. Sticking with the likes of Giovinazzi. Raikkonen up to 4th place now, so he's battling back through the field. He needs to win today and Hamilton not to score to be the winner. Daniel Ricciardo in 3rd, still only 3 seconds behind Hamilton. He needs a victory, and Hamilton to finish in the lower points today. Let's have a quick look at how it stands in the championship. If things finished as they were, Hamilton would be the Drivers' World Champion with Ricciardo in 2nd and Raikkonen in 3rd, Vettel currently in 4th. Perez and Alonso drop out of the top 10 as it stands. Team standings then, Renault would go up to 7th and Mercedes would be the Constructors' Champions, which we are expecting anyway. But Hamilton currently leading the Grand Prix. Alonso down in 10th. He seems to be in a decent position. I mean, Castroneves could pass him anytime soon, but Vettel seems to have caught up to Perez now. So we're almost at the halfway point. Giovinazzi's tyres are looking a bit worse for wear. We're expecting pit stops in the next couple of laps. So Perez, maybe after this lap, start pushing the car a little bit, try and get a little bit of a gap with respect to those who are coming in at the end of this lap, which I would think there's a couple of them. Bottas conserving his tyres, maybe not, maybe nobody's coming in this lap. Maybe bring Perez in this lap then and pull him onto the medium tyres. His parts will be absolutely fine. We'll bring him in so he can attack the tyres and go on overtake until the end of this lap. And here he comes into the pits then. So Perez away, looking good. Alonso in 9th. I wonder if he can pull off a zero-stop strategy. He's more than halfway into the race and has just about got halfway through his tyres. Perez slots back in 13th position. Maybe we could have went for another set of softs in retrospect, but he can push his tyres now and push the fuel as well, and hopefully manage to work his way back into the top 10. So, this is where Fernando should be coming into his own. People are coming into the pits, so Fernando should be moving up the order. He's up to 7th. He's behind Raikkonen, his old foe, who's pit before the likes of Hamilton and Ricciardo, so Ricciardo's sort of sticking with Hamilton, if you like. I think he is coming into the pits this lap. I assume Hamilton is as well, so we'll keep an eye on the leaders' battle for the championship, see how the pit stops go. Ricciardo currently catching up a little bit to Hamilton, but here we go. Into the pit lane comes Lewis Hamilton and Daniel Ricciardo. Who's going to come out on top though? Hamilton's stop is slow. It's very slow. Ricciardo's away. What's happened to Hamilton? Hamilton's away in third position. What does that do for the championship? Let's have a look. Hamilton would win by... the Red Bull would win the Constructors as it stands. Hamilton would win the Drivers by 8 points. Raikkonen back into things as well. So it looks like a very exciting battle up front. Where is Fernando Alonso in all of this? He's in 5th position ahead of Danny Kvyat in 6th. But yeah, people have just come in onto the soft tyres. Perez is only in 10th place, so yeah, maybe attack those tyres a little bit more. If Alonso can conserve, then Alonso can get to the end of this race, I think, on the hard tyres. It's going to be a tough one, but I think he should be fine. I don't know if it'll be of any benefit to him to come into the pit, so we might as well try and finish 5th with Fernando. Let's keep an eye on Sergio Perez then. He's just behind Sebastian Vettel, whose championship is virtually over now. He hasn't really got a chance. Let's have a look at the leaders. Hamilton closing in on Kimi Raikkonen, but he's certainly lost out to Daniel Ricciardo, who's looking like he's going to win the Grand Prix. So it's all up to whether Hamilton can keep it going now. Bottas needs to get back in. Well, Bottas is virtually out of the Grand Prix, so it looks like Red Bull are going to win the Constructors' Championship here, which is a massive surprise. Alonso's still in 5th place. Can he hold off Giovinazzi for that position? Who knows? But Hamilton's passed Kimi Raikkonen for 2nd place, so Raikkonen out of the championship battle now, you would have to say. Hülkenberg currently in 4th. He's looking to get involved in a podium scrap. He's got the best tyres of them as well. Daniel Ricciardo setting purple times. He's doing everything he can to win this Grand Prix, and that's all he could do this weekend, is just do his part. Perez currently in 9th. I guess he could catch up to Vettel, maybe Giovinazzi by the end of the race, maybe Alonso if Alonso loses a bit of time. Keep an eye on Nico Hülkenberg. He's closing in on Kimi Raikkonen. Yeah, I think he will catch him by the end of the race. Whether he's got enough time to pass him, I don't know. But Ricciardo is doing everything he can. He's on to his final lap now, and we'll watch Daniel Ricciardo as he will win the final race of the season. He took the battle to Lewis Hamilton, but unfortunately for Ricciardo, Hamilton has just been too good and too consistent this year. But hasn't converted as many pole positions into wins as you would expect. And, you know, good on Ricciardo for doing what he could today and managing to win the race. Here he comes. Daniel Ricciardo wins the Doha Grand Prix, and Lewis Hamilton is going to finish 2nd and become a 5-time world champion. Kimi Raikkonen finishes 3rd, Hülkenberg 4th. Fernando Alonso's coming around the final corner and he's going to finish 5th. A good end of the season for him. Perez pipped Vettel at the line and finishes 8th, so good double points finish for us in the final Grand Prix. Sebastian Vettel petering out down in 9th. His season has just sort of tailed off towards the end after being championship leader as recently as a few races ago. But Daniel Ricciardo wins the Doha Grand Prix. It'll be interesting to see if any penalties come into force and whether that changes the complexion of the championship. We will just have a quick look at that. So that was the strategy. That's how it played out. Alonso didn't stop once, which is a very, very good race for him. Perez probably hard done by. going on to the medium tyres. Probably should have went on to the softs and maybe would have finished near Fernando at the end. We're not going to break any rules, of course, but are any of the top runners? Doesn't look well. Neil Janney lost 8 places. Yeah, so for McLaren, he lost a few places, but that is going to be that. There's the standings. Hamilton won the championship by 11 points in the end. Kimi Raikkonen in third, 27 points behind Vettel. A very solid fourth for Williams, 41 points behind the leader. Verstappen finished 5th with Bottas in 6th, so I think that has cost Mercedes the Constructors' World Championship, which could open up an opportunity there, you never know, which we might apply for. Antonio Giovinazzi finishes 7th in his first full season as a Formula 1 driver. Helio Castroneves, the 41-year-old, in a very respectable 7th place, and Fernando Alonso just managing to be in the top 10 with 70 points there. Perez finishing 6 points behind him in 12th place, so that's a far cry from what he did last year. Into the Constructors then, Red Bull are the winners of the Constructors' Championship, 6 points ahead of Mercedes. Scuderia Ferrari finishing in 3rd, and Williams a very respectable 4th. We finished 5th, 30 points ahead of McLaren in the end, and a very good end of the season has made sure that we've, stayed there and thereabouts. We'll see if we keep our job. I don't know if we are going to. Keep getting the team championship updates. He says if you don't meet your target, you will be fired. We'll see how true to his word he is. And that could be our last race with Force India, but a very good end of the season. A win, a few podiums, and a lot of points, which is good. Fernando's happy now. Perez is very happy. Ocon's stats are going up, so things are looking good. We've got a lot of money in the bank and plenty more to come at the end of season awards, which we'll have a look at in just a second. But 2017, F1 2017, or 2018 in this, because we were the 2017 mod. Yeah, go and check out TIJ, by the way. He's on my featured channels on the homepage. Very, very good YouTuber. Just recently made a comeback, and that's great to hear. And he's doing some Motorsport Manager stuff as well. Hi Toby, if you're watching, by the way. So Hamilton, only 4 wins this season out of 16. Not great for a world champion, but he's went and done it. 8 podiums, no DNFs, and Toto Wolff is the team representative. But the 2017 winners of the Constructors are Red Bull Racing, with Daniel Ricciardo and Max Verstappen finishing in 2nd and 5th. Christian Horner, the manager there. So, what is going to happen here? I don't know. Are we going to get any sort of I don't know what the blah 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 blah. Sort of notice whether we've kept our job or not. I guess we'll have to wait for the official end of the season, which is the next day. So we'll see what happens there. Emotional Massa confirms retirement. Well, he went to GT, didn't he? Yeah, he's gone. Yeah. Oh, look at his driver stats. Wow, they went well down. Button's gone as well. He was in GT. No, he was in Indy, I think. Prize money. How much did we get? 70 million. That's a lot. So that's good. Manager of the season, Christian Horner. Well done. Driver of the season, Antonio Giovinazzi. I think that's fair. And we'll see if we kept our job. 2018 rules now active. Yeah. Yep, so we've got the same rules. That's pretty cool. Promotion and relegation. This team from IndyCar have been promoted, which is stupid, but yeah. And because Team Penske won that opening Grand Prix, which was ridiculous, Sauber have unfortunately been relegated. Apparently, Kaltenborn's job is very secure though, so yeah, fair enough. So there we go. And some other stuff with Formula E and that. We'll see if there is any jobs. No, just Team Penske apparently. But yeah, that's just about that. Apparently the job's currently safe. We will just continue a little bit just to make sure that we don't get sacked. I don't know what's going on. Pre-season start, I guess, and then so yeah, pre-season has now begun. I think we're going to stick with the same drivers. I don't see any reason to change them, unless like a Hamilton became available. But there's a car design unlocked. That's fine. We'll sort that in the next episode. We've got a brand new sponsor. Ooh. 80 million. Do we take that? Well, they want first place. They don't want a target. We just take that, yeah? That's a lot of money to spend now. Let's go for that. I kind of want to go for Nintendo, but M&M is fine. Front plate payment. Well, that's the best one for us. LG. Yeah. So, got plenty of money going into the next season. Nearly 200 million, and surely we're going to get some off the board as well. I think that's where we're going to leave it for Season 2 then. So if you've enjoyed that, make sure you leave a like. Let us know if you want to see Season 3. I'm going to play ahead and probably record Episode 1 before this even comes out. So yeah, make sure you do leave a like if you are enjoying the series. Make sure you leave your comments down below. I think a good comeback in this season. I think we've learned some big lessons about reliability this year. Maybe getting all of that sorted early in the season before we focus on performance. I think that's the best thing to do. But hopefully we can create a good car in the off season. Hopefully not lose any of our drivers, and manage to go into next season positive, and maybe look to move up the grid and maybe even challenge for a world title. But we'll see how that goes in the next episode. So hopefully you guys are having a wonderful day. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.